Welcome to another year of the 25 days of MMR Xmas. If you're new here, let me give you the gist. What happens is that every day from December 1st to December 25th, I will post one holiday film review in the lead up to a big holly jolly day. Welcome to day 19. Bad Santa 2 is a 2016 Christmas black comedy drama film directed by Mark Waters and written by Shauna Cross and Johnny Rosenthal. It is the sequel to the 2003 film of the same name, Bad Santa. It stars Billy Bob Thornton, Tony Cox, Brett Kelly, Kathy Bates, and Christina Hendricks, and features criminals Willie and Marcus again teaming up to work as Santa and an elf respectively, this time to rob a Chicago charity on Christmas Eve. So remember when I said that the first Bad Santa was a surprisingly good and comedy film, that I was genuinely surprised, it does deserve the love it gets. It's actually a really fun comedy film with some emotional weight to it. Well, it's the complete opposite for Bad Santa 2. I have no idea why they decided to make a sequel to this film. I mean, like I said before, the first film, surprisingly good, but I don't think it would be worthy of garnering a sequel nearly 13 years after the original release. It kind of reminds me of when they made Super Troopers 2 last year, or I think 2018, and it was just who asked for this? It's kind of the same thing with Bad Santa 2. Was anyone really waiting on IMDb.com oh boy, I can't wait for them to release the trailer or the news saying that Bad Santa 2 is gonna come electric boogaloo? But anyway, they took everything that I enjoyed from the first film and they ruined it. The characters were all one-dimensional. It's they took what made them good in the first film and just threw them in the trash. And they're all become just very flat. They're just hey, here's the drunk, here's the comedy wise guy, here's the kid, here's the love interest. It's just stuff like that. It was very, very boring. And the acting was not up to par for me. It seemed like everyone did this for a quick paycheck. That first Bad Santa movie, checks were stopped coming in, or they stopped meaning as worth a lot of money yet, so they said, okay, we gotta do a sequel now, and they let's do this 2016, 13 years later, for Christ's sakes. And the story was boring. It didn't interest me as the first film, and it lacked that, like I said before, emotional punch that the first film had for me. And the comedy was flat. I know this is a very bad trope for a lot of comedy sequels, that the comedy in the second film doesn't tend to live up to the first film's comedy. And the problem with Bad Santa 2's comedy is that it was just, look how rated R we are in 2016. Aren't we edgy scene girl Tumblr? And it was just lowbrow comedy that didn't pack a punch. It wasn't creative comedy in the first film. Now granted, the first film had, lowbrow comedy, but it worked for it. So it's just, I don't know what they were thinking with this. Nothing in this film worked for me. Bad Santa 2 was released November 23rd, 2016 on a budget of $26 million. After its run at the box office, it would go on to only make $24.1 million, coming about $2.5 million short of just breaking even. So overall, Bad Santa 2 it's not a good sequel. Is it the worst comedy sequel I've ever seen? No, that would probably go to Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 for me. But I'd just say stick to the first Bad Santa if you want to laugh during the holidays. And I'm going to give Bad Santa 2 a 2.7 out of 10.